G'day Scrap Mechanics, this is Guardian Oz. This is my mining rig. I'm just basically going to try and do a roll up to this smaller node and see how the head behaves. So basically I'm just going to drive the truck and switch this to the drill head on and off to see if we can get this node drilled out. And then we're going to have a go at just using crane controls on the other one. So basically I've just switched the targeting head on and off, and basically it goes into an automatic jackhammer mode on its own. So you can see there it's targeting the rock. I haven't moved the truck, all I've done is change the targeting on and off, so it actually gets a chance to target all the close rock. And it actually seems to do a pretty good go. I'm going to move myself further to the side just so we can get a better angle of what's going on. Yeah, so one of my main, this is basically running 3 of the FantMod unit facer heads. One's actually doing the targeting like a turret. One's configured to control the extension of the arm, so they're basically, you can see there it's on a long arm. That arm is extending automatically based on can it actually find stuff to drill. And then the other one is doing the jackhammer function at the front. You can see the 2 suspension pieces. When they close down, the head gets pulled back. So depending on how that we're mining, it'll pull back and bounce back up like a jackhammer. You can see there it did a reasonably good job there. But the targeting is not spot on, and the reason for that is quite deliberate. I'm actually using a gas engine with no gas in it to provide torque. If it's a sort of a cheaty way to slow down a bearing, it won't return it back to its normal position, but it will slow down the rotational force. So the targeting behaving like a turret is can be quite aggressive, and it will actually pull the arm around and do a lot more than just aim at a rock if it's going. So the you can see here it's actually not pulling the truck around too bad. But if it was on a slope, I would have to use the legs. That's what they're for. But I've managed to find these 2 nodes for demo that are in the ground pretty easy. So we'll just target this last few bits of rock, and then we'll fire out the resource collector. Just target the last 2 bits. I think that's us. Oh no, there's one more bit over there. Just switch the targeting on and off. And that's that bit. And I don't want to go to that node. Not yet. There's one there. Alright. Is that our last bit? No, not quite. Drill up the last bit. Alright, switch off. Yeah, but I also have a resource collector which is based on the gyroscope and just pushes out the piston, and basically that's done all of that on its own. I'm going to pull it back and then we'll reshoot it out on the other side. You can't quite get over the big mound, so you can see just that really steep mound has a bit of trouble with. I've actually got 4 resource refiners. I got the square ones that FantMod has, and we've just used the glitch welder to push the 4 of them into the same space. So that's why refining can be quite fast. Oh, bring that back in. I'll leave that last rod. Now this next one, I'm going to drive from the crane seat, and we'll go from there. So if you want to bail out on the video, here's a good spot. I'm just going to take on this other one and just see how it goes, driving from the crane operator's point of view. Yeah, we'll go from there. I'll see how crazy this is just going to go. Yeah, I'm trying to work out what I want to do. Do I want to slew? Do I want to bring it in? I'll bring it in to start with. I'll bring the end boom down. 6, 5. Bring that down. I want to get that one on the ground right next to us. And then put it in target mode and see how we go. You see there it's got that auto retract. The looks like the resource nodes are in the way. I'll bring it up a bit. Come on. There we go. Out of the way. Yeah, I've got the free bearing on the bottom, so I did have it as a full drill or rotating, but the drills would pull the arm out of service position and it would just chase around on the ground. So by making the first one free, what are you trying to do, Mr. Target thing? Well, alright, I'm going to shoot down the side. I'll push the boom out. I'll just boom it, just do these top nodes in, I'm just in operator mode. So the actual print, the drill head there is not under control, it's me driving it. I don't know where we're up to. If I need to come down or out, or I think I've got to drive out deeper into it. I'm sitting on it. Let's set it to auto and see what we get. Switch it off. Let it just pull back enough to target. Switch back off, let it target again. Let it target again. So it's doing the stuff on the ground. You can see there, push the crate head back a fair way. I'm just letting it do its targeting, but I'm pulling it back once it gets a bit out of control. So I'll pull it back. I'll slew over to the rock now. Let it retract. Let it target again. So yeah, it drills pretty hard when it wants to. And it's not as inefficient as I thought it would be, although this is all isn't about efficiency at all. It's all about the fun of actually having a machine to drive like an excavator, you know, like just that childhood dream of getting to drive an excavator like they have at a building site or whatever. Where's it trying to target? I'll push it right down now, see if we can get out further, closer to the node. Yeah, I forgot to put the blocks down when I put my legs out, so that's why we're getting kicked around. I have it as two separate functions. One is to put the blocks out, and the other one is to put the legs down. Yeah, I'm just fascinated by how this thing picks its targets, or doesn't pick its targets for that matter. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I think, is bring that all down and back and in, just so I can get all the stuff in front of us, and then once I've got that out of the way, I can drive. Don't know why My arm's drifting to the side. The problem targeting has is it's all based on can it see stone, and then it targets a stone node. But the problem is it can still see stone above, below, and in front of it. So it doesn't have a. It basically just says I can see stone. It doesn't have a I can see stone behind me, or I can change my priority targets to be based on closeness to furthest. So that's one of the challenges for this. The other thing too is I found out that the unit faces really need a very positive up-down point of reference to keep to keep its targets dialed in correctly. So you can see here it just did a pretty good job of those rocks that are right next to us. Yep, didn't quite get its aim before it pushed out. Yeah, I think I got a little bit of fine-tuning on how to get the different sections of the drill head working, especially the push-out part. But it's a matter of telling the things what's up, what's down, how we want it to work back and forth. What's going to be allowed and that sort of stuff. So I will leave the arm there and I'll go back to truck mode. Yeah, if you want to bail on the video, yeah, it's just mining, just working out what's going on. Yeah, sometimes it's actually really good about what it targets, and other times it's especially when it's got targets behind it that it doesn't work very well. Let's get my things up. I'm just going to move to the side of that stonework. So here it was coming back. Get it to change its target. This one right in front of us. So it's got to get that arm to. Yeah, I think my targeting also might be too far away from the head. I think that'd be one of my problems, I think. Especially for the retracting arm one. The one that pushes it out. I think it might be too far. Well, let's get some cleanup going on while we're running that. Yeah, so I'm still in that troubleshooting mode for myself. That's why we're a bit distracted. I'm just still trying to work out what functions this has and how to get it to behave. You can see here it's actually quite good on, or has been quite good on its targeting. Now it's decided that it wants to target something right out of the way which it can't reach. Whereas if we reset it, it'll go for the one that's close. And then it will do those ones. And now it's still trying to get over to that other one. And there's a stone node right here. There you go. And now because it can reach it, it got it all up. So the cleanup is really fun to watch. It just goes along and sucks it all up. Oh, it's full. Bring it back. Yeah, and I've got the 4 refiners in board if I wasn't talking about that before. So it grabs 4 at a time. Yeah, let's swing out a little bit. See, on the ground it targets really good if it's just got them, you know, lined up in front of it. Let it pick up the stuff on the ground. Yeah, so I found when it's like that on the ground, it has a hard time targeting, and it also has a hard time targeting directly down. I'll pull the arm. Oh, I'll go and sit in the front. Pull the arm back in. Let's go grab some resources while we're here. We're full again. Jump in the seat. Yeah, so this has actually been, it's taken a few weeks to get this all out. Only a couple of, like 1 or 2 hours, an hour or something a night. IRL happens sometimes. See here, the stone's below it, but it's in a circle of detection, so it's not retracting to come back to it. So because we've got different functions in that head, and they don't all talk to each other, it's going to take a bit of fine tuning. The jackhammer function's working really good. I enjoyed that. That looks really good. Works pretty cool. You see here it's not targeting that stuff on the ground. It's just to the side of the head. But if I bring it in, it gets a chance to target something close first. It'll then move through it all. But as soon as it gets to the side of the unit faces, that's when it has trouble backtracking onto the targets. I've been pulsing the target on and off there, so it actually, you know, gets through really well that way. So it's one of those questions of, is this good enough for me right now? And I think the answer is yes. It works okay. It works pretty good. I've enjoyed playing with it. I'm trying to work out what it is that I need to change to get it to pinpoint stuff, and it pinpoints the stuff pretty good when it's up close. It's just when we get to this further out on the rock, you can see there it's got the pulse going for, it's using the end drill bit, which is not powered up. Yeah, I just don't know what targeting difference I'd like. Because I have tried, you know, 2 different unit faces, 90 degrees apart, 90 degrees rotational and 90 degrees in plane apart, so they can control different functions of up, down, left, right. But the problem is that the up, down, left, right position in relation to the heads versus the targeting is what I've worked out is the problem. If this turret was on, if it was a turret and it just pointed at something, it points really quick and points really cool and points really accurately. It's just the once the target is to the side of the unit facer, I don't know how to do a comeback. So that's the whole. I think I need unit faces pointing out each side and says if you see something in this direction. So there we go, we've run out of targets, we're a little bit too far away. And we retarget, reposition, and we're back in, and we're mining along, really quite cool. And then the resource collector just can get hovering out there as well. So it's the combo is actually really good. It's just the when it gets to that full stone node kind of challenge, that it gets the when they start exploding. You see there it noodles along really nicely. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try without the arm, make a miner with a bit more jackhammery function like I have had, and I'm sure that's gonna just destroy stone really quickly. As an actual miner, do it on board, and remove the complexity of the arm in total. So I think that would be pretty sweet to see it. So it'd be more like a turret and less like a crane, and that would solve a lot of the targeting issues, because you'd be able to keep the target just in front of you when you're mining specifically, and we can. And yeah, just got to think of it in my head and how am I going to make it. But I've learned a lot on this project. The gas engine controlling the turret process has been really useful to learn. I have used it on other projects in the past, so it's not a completely new thing to me. But it was really keen on making this arm quite controllable and quite functional. Otherwise, if you've seen my other video, jank was the king. When you can see here, it's not anywhere near what you would call janky. It's quite pinpoint controllable. It's a little bit out of control, but I'm not doing anything, and I'm pointing at an individual rod that needs to be refined, and it's just poking it like, oh, there's one, out we go. So I'm a bit too far away from my targeting because it's all set to be quite close. Yeah, like I've got 2 to go over here. Let's see, got the targeting going. Oh, get off the hill. Oh, you can see I'm back up. I've armed the crane. And it's detected it. It's detected it. Yeah, so it was positional then for me to get in close enough. So I think, having a turret that can see stuff on the ground is pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to call it there. Oh, got to do the obligatory resource cleanup. Which is pretty easy. I think I'm full already. No, as soon as that logic gate switches on. No, I'm full. I think I've got a stray block in my resource container. Yes, I got a cardboard block in there. I got to change it. That's the danger of having cardboard splitters as legs. If this goes under a leg that can reach and shoot on it, it'll do so. Got a stone rod in there somewhere. And you can see the resource container turns on its own. It's really good fun. Oh, we're full again already. Suck that back. Switch the crane back on. See, the crane's trying to auto get to those two nodes. Whereas if I switch it off, tell it to rearm, no, still can't get it. I think it's because we're on a side angle, so the actual reference to a horizon for targeting left and right and all that sort of stuff is different. Change position, get flat, it's boom, it's straight on it. This one over here. No. It's because of the target facer, this is the one that's sticking, that makes the arm stick out. I've got to program it up. Let's go collect that one. And we're done. Just quickly fling around and grab the last ones. So you can see the resource collector just automatically run out as soon as the resources were there. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you watched this far, thanks very much. See you guys on the next one.